Hey, MCE crew. What we're going to go over today is a concept that's going to show you how to double your money. Now, I didn't learn this in school. I've asked several people whether they learned this concept in school. And you might be thinking, well, they probably didn't teach it to you because it's an advanced concept. And it involves a lot of calculations and, whiteboards and calculators and computers. No, it doesn't. It's extremely simple. Anyone with a basic understanding of mathematics can grasp this. I didn't learn it in school. I've asked several people, did they learn it in school, including a young person who's in college right now in a business degree curriculum. And they're a junior, and they said they haven't encountered this calculation yet. Maybe they'll get to it in the senior year of college. But nowhere from grade 1 through grade 12 have any of the people that I've asked encountered this calculation. And a couple of them have been to private schools. Now, why is that? Why isn't such an easy and simple to grasp concept being taught if it teaches you how to double your money? Wouldn't that be great for the country? Wouldn't that be great, because then you wouldn't have to worry about people or worry as much about people going into their old age without having enough money to retire? Or wouldn't it be great from the concept of having more Americans be able to withstand emergencies and unforeseen financial events? Wouldn't it be great if we taught that so that we could mitigate these circumstances? The reason we don't is because such knowledge would interfere with the consumer economy. It would get in the way of the influence that commercialism has on us as a society. Right now, you can be made to believe, not you personally, I know this audience is very intelligent, I'm talking about, the general public can be made to believe that they can live a life of luxury and just absolute carefreeness, if that's a word, like Matthew McConaughey. All you have to do to get this life is buy a Lincoln. Okay, that's the messaging, that's the programming. And it's done with many, many, many products, okay, and services. Change your life, just, buy this product. So if we taught simple financial concepts in school, early, inculcated the youth with the knowledge of how to double their money, do you think they'd be so apt to spend it? Now, again, I didn't learn this when I was coming up. If I did, if I learned this in elementary school, I would be still doing this video with you right now, but I would be doing it live from my Gulfstream jet or from a yacht, or maybe I'd be so rich I'd be doing this video from my base on the moon. Who knows? But let's get right into it and talk about the rule of 72 and how to double your money. Now, before we get into it, let's realize a couple of things. The prevailing bank interest rate on a savings account, and this is at an online bank, is 0.55%, okay? 0.55%. It's not even 1%. And it's even lower at a brick and mortar bank where they got to pay, staff and electric bills and, security and all that stuff, okay? So let's get into exactly what the rule of 72 is. This is going to be a quick video, very easy to understand, and then I want you to go out and start applying it. Simply put, the rule of 72 is a formula that shows you how quickly your money will double based on an interest rate. Now here goes. Get your supercomputer ready. In order to calculate how quickly your money will double, you have to take 72 and divide it over your interest rate. So, for example, we talked about the prevailing interest rate being 0.55%. So if we divided 72 by 0.55%, we would get 130. And then we get some numbers behind the decimal, but don't worry about that. So what does that 130 mean? That's the amount of years it would take for your money to double. So let's say you put $10,000 into an account earning 1%. Earning 0.55%. You put $10,000 into an account earning 0.55%. So the rule of 72 tells us that it would take 130 years for that money to double, just sitting there earning 1%. Now take your age and tell me how old you'll be in 130 years. If you are still here, will you be able to spend the money on anything other than medical expenses? Okay, unless you are from the Highlands of Scotland. And if you were born after 1990, you do not understand what I just said. Regardless, let's play with some other numbers here. Let's take a look at, okay, we did the real interest rate, 0.55%, which you can get from a savings account right now. Now let's say you find some bank that's very generous and they say we're going to double that and basically make it 1%. We're going to give you 1%. So you put that money into that savings account, earning 1%, $10,000. How long is it going to take that to turn into $20,000? Well, if we use our calculation, 72 over 1, it's going to take 72 years. Okay? Again, how will you be when you add 72 years on top of the age that you are now? All right, so let's get serious about it. Let's see if we go out there and start to really look at some options to get some good rates of return on our money. What did the S&P do in 2022? The S&P returned about 25%. It was probably a little more, but let's just say it was 25. It was well over 20%. I know that for sure. I just can't remember it right off the top of my head. I'll put it right here. So that the S&P 500 is a place where if you've got money in an index, then you become a lot more competitive. Now, on average, the S&P has returned somewhere in the neighborhood of 10% on average. So let's take 10%, 72 divided by 10%. How long will that take to double? Well, 72 over 10 is going to take 7.2 years. How will you be in 7.2 years? Okay, that's less than a decade. So this is why you have to look around, reject any option that is not getting you a competitive rate of return. Now, as your rate of return increases, so does your level of risk. Yeah, your money in a bank is very safe, okay, but it's not working. Okay, it's just, you're safe if you just sit at home all day. If you go out and get into your car and get on the highway, then you do incur a level of risk. If you go out there and, go about your business and go to work and try to make money, you incur some risk. Some things may happen, okay? The same is true with your money. You put your money to work and it gets a more competitive interest rate. It's out there in the market working for you and some other vehicle really working for you. Then, yeah, there's a higher level of risk. With risk comes reward, but you can actually manage these risks. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you look at certain products, they'll get you indexed alongside the S&P or some other index. Your money will be accessible, tax-free. If you, withdraw it properly, you'll be able to pass it on to your heirs and create a financial legacy. And all the while, you'll be enjoying a whole bunch of tax advantages. Where does this come from? Well, again, an insurance policy. This is what Carnegie, Rockefeller, the Kennedys, their money is still moving because of these things. All right. So the rule of 72 is one of those hidden gems that they've kept from the general public. Okay. It's out there, but it hasn't been taught, okay, in a financial curriculum in grade school. They are teaching these kids all kinds of things in school today. Okay, I'm not going to really get into, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, we did the CRT video. They're teaching kids how to hate or how to think they're inferior, okay? But they're not teaching them how to get rich, how to become financially independent. Because when we all agree on that one color of consequence, green, then people tend to get along a lot better. You don't see Oprah Winfrey and Warren Buffett beefing, do you? No, you don't. Okay. That's something that the government reserves and the media reserves to push down into the lower economic classes to keep us all divided. Don't fall for it. Employ the rule of 72 in your life today. If you got money in a savings account, call your bank. Figure out how much that interest rate is, and then do the calculation. 72 over whatever that interest rate is, and then tell me how long it's going to take your money to double. Okay? Are you still going to be on Earth when it does? Right. So go ahead, employ the concept. Guys, I will talk to you soon.